Hey guys, welcome back to the FPL xGod podcast for your game weekly OD of XG. So this is a brand new series, the Buy, Sell, Keep, Avoid Punt, and you might have seen series like these quite a few on YouTube if you're searching for FPL podcast. But yeah, this is my take on it, and I believe I have a few ideas of my own that aren't represented by the other people. So I think this is a good one, and I'll try to make this my flagship series, and I'll put in way more effort into this one. So yeah, I already have FPL mates permission to do this. I thought there's some copyright or plagiarism issues, but apparently there's not, and I can go ahead with the multiverse. And so I'll explain what the basics are, so that there are players that are good and bad, like you want to own and you don't want to own. And then there are players that are owned and not owned. Your 15 players that you own and the remaining of that you don't own. So the buy is the ones that you want to buy but you don't own already. The avoid is the ones that you should not buy and you don't own. Keep is the ones you own and they're good for now. And sells are the ones that are bad and you have in your 15. So, and the addition that I have on this that I haven't seen anywhere else is a punt or a differential. So that's a game weekly thing that I will be doing. So as you can see, punt is a little on the left side because I wish these players are more on the good side than the bad, but they're punts for a reason. They're very low owned and they have the chance of hitting very out of their potential and hitting a much higher ceiling, mainly because I'm choosing them based on the fixtures. So yeah, let's start and go about it. So the first thing that we'll be doing is the buys, with the most important thing of any week, and that's the first one I want to talk about is Ismail Assar. So Ismail Assar is someone I had in my first 2 or 3 game weeks. I let him go instead of Harvey Barnes, and I still have Harvey Barnes in my team. Yeah, I addressed other issues which I shouldn't have, and yes, Ismail Assar is coming back into my team. I haven't yet decided for who or if he is, but I'm looking towards him. He has an amazing 2 fixtures, Newcastle at home and Leeds away. Newcastle looks so open on the right side for Rafinha that I think Sarr will have a field day. He's also on pen, so I think he should work out. You'll notice that most of my picks for right now are more for the next 2 game weeks because I'm looking forward to a wildcard before international, as soon as international break starts. I'll also invest a lot during the whole break, so I'll get ups and downs. I'll catch the price rises, bounce the price falls, and I'll try to bring up my team value. And Ismail Assar is someone who has really nice 2 game weeks. He had 5 big chances last week. He had amazing XG last week. He kind of stat padded last week, you can say, because it was Norwich and they've been there most week from the right hand side. But I think Sarr has the overall numbers to back it up, and he will be good for these 2 weeks. As for the other buy is someone who I sold last week, and that's Mikhail Antonio. Bamford hasn't worked the same charm as everyone hoped. Some people jumped to Jimenez, but I want to say, if you're getting Mikhail Antonio and you sold him last week, I'm not telling you to get him in for Bamford or a Jimenez. If you have those, keep them. Mikhail Antonio is only good if you can get him as your third striker. I'm assuming most of you have one of Ronaldo or Romelu, and you have a Bamford or Jimenez. And if you don't have either of them, then also Mikhail Antonio is great as your second. And if you have them, then he is as the third one. Replace your third one and get Mikhail Antonio in. He has a Leeds and a Brentford game. Brentford are amazing for expected goals conceded, but they also have played relatively easier opposition. So I won't lean too much into the Brentford defense for now. So yeah, that's for the buys. An honorable mention is Ricardo Pereira. He has good 2 fixtures and he has been very, very attacking. He is a premium defender, but for 2 weeks, if you're looking for someone to replace, or if you have someone like a Trent who isn't playing this week, who is injured or is sick again for the upcoming week and he has a City before your wildcard, you can look towards a Ricardo Pereira, especially because City and Chelsea don't have the best two fixtures right now. As for sells, these are players that you own and you should get rid of, in my opinion. The first is Ivan Toney. Yes, I know he hauled and like everyone's now looking towards him, but he has a very, very tough the next 4 game weeks. If you're looking at wildcard, yes, he has 2 tough game weeks even right now. I highly doubt he's going to score against Liverpool, who have only conceded to Kai Havertz yet, and a West Ham away. West Ham at home are pretty decent. I don't think Ivan Toney is the way to go for now. You can get like someone like a Saint Maximin or an Adam Armstrong or a Josh King at that price budget who have better fixtures. Maybe not Adam Armstrong for fixtures, but ASM and Josh King look much better. And if you can upgrade him to a Mikhail Antonio or a Bamford or something, that's even better. As for the other sell is Ferran Torres. Again, I'm looking at 2 fixtures and he has a Chelsea Liverpool. Doesn't make sense. He just got benched last week and he played in the Carabao Cup, so I'm not too sure of his minutes. I'd be looking to sell him and get someone like a Sar or anyone else at some other price range, like even Adama Traore as a punt. But Ferran Torres is a sell for me. Back 2 fixtures and then you can maybe look to get someone like a Kevin De Bruyne in for the week after. Keeps are the players that you own and shouldn't be looking forward to selling. First is Trent. So yeah, I spoke about Trent here before. He's a premium asset. Don't let his 7.6 million fool you. He's worth way more than 12 million or whatever. He is a premium asset. His next fixture is against Brentford, which should be fine for him, and then against Manchester City, which again, he's a fixture proof guy, so he can provide attacking returns even in a City game. I would not be looking to sell him just right now when I'm clearly going to have him in my wildcard later. And he has a good fixture against Brentford, no worries about that. As for the other keep is another Liverpool guy, it's Diogo Jota. So I'm looking at Twitter and people are talking about selling Jota for this week, which does not make sense. Jota for Brentford game is a must keep. You can look forward to selling him after that, maybe because you're wildcarding or something like that and his fixtures turn. But for this week, Jota is a must keep. You saw the chance he missed. Like, he is getting in those positions. He creates for Mane misses. Someone creates for him, he misses. It's just going all not for him right now. But every time there's a game and because I don't own him, I just think about like those 60 to 70 minutes are very painful for me just watching Jota play. So yeah, it's going to be another one of those weeks for me. The first one is Mateo Kovacic. So I sorted FPL by transfers in this week, and I saw many of you are still going to Mateo Kovacic. Yes, he's an enabler, but I'd still rather go for a 4.5 and save money and use that money elsewhere. He got 2 attacking returns in the last 2 weeks, but he's not known to be a great attacker. His next 2 fixtures are City and Southampton, nothing great. And with Jorginho and with Kante back, you don't even know his minutes. So he's a clear avoid for me, not much to speak about that. As for the other one is a little controversial. It's Ruben Diaz. Again, one of the most highly owned players, one of the most bought in players for this week. But he's playing Chelsea and Liverpool next. He is very nailed on, but so is Cancelo this year. Cancelo is 6 million. He has attacking threat and he's played every single game. Like, I'm looking forward to getting Cancelo over Ruben Diaz on my wildcard. So I get the appeal, but for the same price with not a high ceiling, I look at someone like a Marcus Alonso or a Reece James or a Christensen is much cheaper and has a very good, decent defensive numbers. So yeah, Ruben Diaz is an avoid for me. I'd rather buy Cancelo. As for the punts, so this is what I'm excited about. The first one is Dan James. An amazing next 2 fixtures, West Ham and Watford. And no Jack Harrison. Rafinha's a doubt. Bamford's a doubt. maybe it's time for Dan James. He's cheap at 6 million, and I think he'll have a nice 2 fixtures. If you're looking to punt for someone, go for him. I won't be including players like Saint Maximin in the punt because he is still decently owned and there are many people talking about him. Punts will be purely players that no one's talking about. Ricardo Pereira also fits the punt category. I just want to include like much puntier players than Ricardo Pereira. That's why I went with Dan James and Salomon Rondon. So he's back in the Prem. Rafa Benitez loves him and he has started both the fixtures so far. He plays a really juicy Norwich at home this weekend, and if you have space for someone, if you are wildcarding after this, if you have just for 1 week, Rondon or someone like a Townsend who attacks from the right, which is Norwich's weaker side, is someone you can look forward to. Rondon is great. He's already played 260 minutes. Benitez talked about him getting more and more minutes, and without Richarlison, without DCL, Rondon is a shoe-in in that playing 11. So yeah, these are the punts you can look forward. And yeah, if you have any other questions, message me on Twitter. I will be uploading my team reveals everything on Twitter, so keep following me there. I won't have a team selection video this week, but I'll give you a sneak peek of my team in the next segment and what transfers I'm thinking on, what captaincy I'll be doing. Just to give you guys an update, last week I was at 100k overall rank and I've dropped heavily to 250k. I sold Benrahma and Antonio, who is in my buy, and the other one scored, and I got in Bamford and Rafinha. So Rafinha scored, Bamford assisted, that was all fine, but Trent, Rafinha and Bamford all on yellows, and I don't really know what to do right now. I'm thinking of getting Mason Greenwood out over Harvey Barnes. So I'm not really sure what to do right now for my team, but I know what other players I'm looking at and what's my shortlist and who are the mainstays in my team till the wildcard happens. I'm at 250k rank right now, not the worst, not the best. Last week was bad. Trent did not play, Shimikas did not even come on because Soufal was first bench. Many things did not go right, but you win some, you lose some, can't do much about it. Friendly reminder, join my league. I'm 72nd in my own league and it's the second month going on. Who knows who will be the manager of the month. There are many people fighting for it right now. This is the last weekend. Let's see what happens. Good luck, like, share, subscribe. This is a new series. Please encourage this, share with your friends, let them know about this. I'll be doing this every week without fail. So good luck.